Hi folks, and like it says in the title page there, we're just going to be looking at Excel charts and creating them and using calculations to connect variables. Hopefully there will be some kind of linear connection, linear correlation. So let's go for a question. So the question here is it's some kind of experiment where you're taking some substance, potassium bromide, you're dissolving it in water at a certain mass, 100 grams, and it looks like you're increasing the temperature here. Start at 10 degrees centigrade, and it looks as if you're recording it at intervals of 10 degrees. So you're in control of this. You're in control of the temperature. Okay, that's what's called the independent variable. So the thing that you record as a result of that is the dependent variable, because y depends on x. Anyway, there's several things that we need to do here. We're going to be using Excel. So we need to plot the data on the chart, okay, insert the trend line, and insert the equation of the trend line, and calculate the correlation coefficient and comment points value. Correlation coefficient is all to do with how close the majority of the points are to what is supposedly Excel's line of best fit. So let's just go for this here. I've already plotted the data in here. So the first thing I need to do here is insert a chart. Okay, so if I just highlight both the columns here, go to insert, and go to my chart selection here, and go for the bottom one. And it's this top left hand one. That's the most basic one. That's actually plotted some points there. So I plotted the points in my chart. It wants me to insert a chart title. I can see that, so I've got that there. But it wants me to insert the axis. So if I go up to the green cross here, put in axis titles. I've done that, so I can put in them. So, chart title, what am I going to call it? Well, what's it all about? Well, we could go back to the question. What's the question? Potassium, massive potassium bromide, and it dissolves in water. So it's a temperature change, isn't it? You can call it what you want. These are all pseudoscientists. And V for versus. And we'll put change, and that will be an alt. I think I need to put in water. That's what's on it here. I'll just decrease that for the font. Oh, so I've got my chart plot. I've got a title, pseudo title. Go for my axis titles here. Going for my horizontal one. That kind of represents X. So that looks like it's temperature there. Yeah, that's fine. So I suppose I could have put water temperature there, but I'll put in units, and I can't figure out how to do degrees C there. What document would like me to do it? but I can't fathom it out at speed. So here I'm going to put the mass. So the mass, we're actually measuring in grams here, so I'll just put small g for grams, and I think that'll do me. So I'm just going to come out of the chart area and have I answered part 1. Plot the data on Excel chart with relevant axes and chart titles. Done. Okay, next question. Insert a trend line. That should be nice and easy. I need to highlight the chart again here. Go up to my plus sign, down to trend line, okay? And you can see once I hover over that, it's actually putting a line of best fit, Excel's best fit, but I need to tick it so it remains permanent. That's done. I'm going to go into question 3 here, which is whilst I'm still on the trend line, because that's put in the equation. So I've just got this arrow here and go to more options. Okay, so go to more options, and you can see I've got some graphs here. It looks like there's 6 of them. That linear one is ticked, but I need to get it, need to pull the bar down till I can see these last 3 options. It's the middle one, display equation chart. That sounds self-explanatory. Done. Let's close that off. Are you closing? No, I need to put my camera downstairs. So I'll close you off. I'm going to bring my camera up, see if it's still working. Yep, you're still working. So I'll put you away. You go back in the cupboard. Right, the equation's there. So I'm just going to move over here. And I think I might highlight it. So if you want to, I'm just increasing the font size. Makes it more visible to yourself and your potential audience. Oh, it's went way too far away, so I'll bring it back in. I think that's fine. Right. So I've got my chart titles, I've got my line, my trend line inserted along my points. I've got my equation. So how much of my question have I answered? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Finally, calculate the correlation coefficient and comment upon its value. Right, let's go back to Excel. Correlation coefficient. So I just pick an empty cell, C.C, correlation coefficient. As long as everybody knows what you're talking about here. But you need to go out with that. That's just a label column. Hit equals, I'm looking for correlation coefficient. I know in Excel, if I hit Corel, that's getting ready to actually determine the correlation coefficient. But I need to open up a bracket, so I'm doing that there. And so it's waiting for array 1 or cell entries. So if I just hit the X column, temperature column, that's fine. I need to hit a comma after that. Okay, I've hit a comma after that because I'm waiting for the second column. Okay, you can see that B3 to B7, and as soon as I need to close a bracket on that, and as soon as I've done that there, as soon as I've closed the bracket, it should give me the value of the correlation coefficient. And because my points are very, very close to that line, I believe that value is going to be very, very close to 1. And because I can see a positive gradient there, it's going to be a positive value. Let's hit enter. Okay. Close my bracket, hit enter, 0.9949. Fandabidosi. So it wants us to make a comment upon that now. Right, I can fit it in here. So comment. Mm, right, I'm on capitals here. I'll put my capitals there. The correlation coefficient. What we're going to say there. see. We're going to say it's extremely close. That's fine. We're going to say in a relationship. I'll just put temperature and mass because that's really what we're talking about. Yeah, you can probably hear just hear my tightening over here. I think I'll go for that. Very, very strong positive correlation. Right. Um, one thing I've not mentioned here is usually they ask a question about using the equation. So they'll say something like, no, they won't say that. They will say, I could say trend line. Let's say a line. Calculate or evaluate. That's fine. Okay. So so take your equation here, y equals, and you can see it there, 2.43x. I'm using uppercase here, that's fine. Plus 56.3. And what we've got here is if we just insert our values here, and instead of x, we are inputting the value of 10 that we've actually chosen there, plus 56.3, and hopefully that will give us 60.6, because 0.43 times 10 is 4.3 plus 56.3, that's 4, and 56 is 60.3, 0.3 is 6. So that looks fine to me. So I think I'm going to leave it at that, folks, for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to close it down for the night because it's getting late. Right, okay, bye for now.